Hi students, 12th standard Computer Science Chapter 11 Database Concepts. In this video, we are going to learn about what is data, what is information and database management system. Now, let us start. The first introduction. So here, what is database? So here database means it is the organized collection of data and generally it is stored and accessed systematically, that is electrically from a computer system. So the term database is also used to refer any of the DBMS. So here the database system are any application associated with the database because of the close relationship between them. So the term database is often used to refer both database and DBMS is used to manipulate the database. DBMS is used to manipulate the databases. For example, a school class register is a database where here names are arranged in alphabetically. So database have been around since people started recording things. So here the first one is, what is data? So data means it is the raw facts stored in a computer. We can call the data as raw facts stored in computer. So here what we collect and store the information into the computer. So here the data, it contains any characters, text, word, numbers, etc. Here the data can contain any character. Characters means letters and numbers and any words. So whatever it is, can give that. So now let us see the example for data. So here for example, say if I give a name, a register number or age, whatever it is. So these are all called as a data. And the next one is information. So here information means it is the formatted data which allows to be utilized in a significant way. So it is the formatted data. Formatted means what we collect and store. It is a formatted data. Information is a formatted data. And now let us see the example. For example, we can write that Banu. So here we used Banu 1201. So everything. So Banu roll number is 1201. So it produces some meaning. So that's why it is called information. So then when the data is processed, organized and formatted, it gives a meaningful information about that some particular name or something. Now the next one is, what is database? So database means it is a collection of related data organized in any way that can be easily accessed, managed, updated. So it is the collection of data. Database means like we can say it as a systematic data. We can call it as systematic data. That is, we collect the data and store it in a system. So database means it is a collection of data. So here we can access this data and we can manipulate this data. Whatever it is, we can do all these operations. Can do all the operation. So we can access, manipulate and update it, anything. So the database can be a software or hardware based with one sole purpose of storing data. So it is used to store the data. The next one is DBMS. Here DBMS means database management system. Database management system. So it is a software. It allows to create define and manipulate databases. So here it is a software. It allows to create, manipulate and access process with that database. And then, so DBMS provides us with an interface or a tool to perform various operations to create a database and to store the data, and then we can update the data, everything. And then DBMS, it is also provide the security. It also provide the security to the database, and it also maintain the data consistency in case of multiple user. So if they use more than one users can access the database, means it maintain the data consistency. So we can use the data in a proper way. So it give the data consistency. The next one is the characteristics of DBMS, database management system. So characteristics. So here we have 7 characteristics. Data stored in tables and reduced redundancy and data consistency, support multiple user and concurrent access, query language, security, DBMS supports transaction. Now, the first one is data stored in table. So here data is never directly stored into a database. So the data stored into a table and then it created inside the database. So we cannot create directly. So here we create a table and inside the database. And then, so DBMS also allows to have a relationship between tables, which makes the data more meaningful and connected. And next one is reduced redundancy. So here redundancy means it avoid duplication. So in the modern world, hard drives are very cheap, but yearly when hard drives were too expensive, so unnecessary repetition of data in database was a biggest problem. So, but the DBMS follows a normalization which divides the data in such a way that the repetition is minimum. So here in DBMS concept, it used the concept normalization. So here normalization means we can minimize the data, divide the data and then we used that. The next one is data consistency. So here on a live data, it is being continuously updated and added, and maintaining the consistency of data can become a challenge, but DBMS handles it by itself. So here we can process the data in a consistency. And then the next one is support multiple user and concurrent access. It allows a multiple user to work on it. That is, we can update, insert, delete data, everything at the same time, and still manage to maintain the data consistency. But still we maintain the data consistency. So throughout the process, when we update the data, when we delete the data, when we process the data, throughout it remains the same data. And next one is query language. Here query means we can say it as a condition. So here DBMS provides a user with a simple query language. So here query means we give some condition, we can sort the record or filter the record, whatever it is. So here it is a simple query language using which a data can be easily fetched, inserted, deleted and updated in a database. And next one, security. So the DBMS is also take care of the security data. So it protecting the data from unauthorized access. So unauthorized user, it protect the data from other persons. So in a typical DBMS, we can create a user account with a different access permission, using which you can easily secure our data by restricting user access. So if we give a permission, the particular user only can access the data. And next one is DBMS supports transaction. So here it allows a better handle and manage the data. integrity in real world application where multi-threading is extensively used. Here we can handle and manage the data integrity. Integrity means we can join the data. So we can process in a proper way. So here these are all the characteristics of DBMS. So first, when we create a data, when we store the data directly, we cannot add into a database. So we can add the data into the table inside the database. And next, reduced redundancy. Here we use the one more concept, that is normalization and data consistency. So throughout the process, the data secure, and then supports a multiple user and concurrent access and query language. We processed many conditions. And next, security. It provides a good security. And then DBMS supports a transaction. It provides a transaction. And the next one is advantages of DBMS. Advantages of DBMS. So here the first one is segregation of application program. So here segregation means we can divide into a small programs. And then minimal data duplication, or we use a data redundancy. And then easy retrieval of data using the query language. Using the condition, we can easily retrieve the data. And next, last one, it reduces the development time and maintenance. So these are all the advantages of